I watched the video and they showed how to do a 2-wheel drive, but I haven't found one that somebody did a 4-wheel drive. So here it goes. I already did one side, and I'll show you some of the difficulties I ran into trying to do this job. It'll be in parts because I'm holding the camera and trying to do the work too, but here we go. As you can see, I've taken the wheel off, and that's jacked it up and taken the wheel off, and that's pretty much it so far. But of course, first thing you have to do is take your brake caliper off. In the video it showed that you didn't have to take this off, and I wound up having to because of my spindle was stuck and it would not come off. I beat on it with the fork, with a hammer, and it just would not come off. So what I wind up doing is getting some heat, which is one of these. As you can see, it's a butane tank, propane tank with a trigger on it. And I put some heat to it, and it finally released. So like I said, I'm gonna do this in parts, and I'll be back once I get my brake caliper off and the other parts, and I'll go from there. All right, I'm back. As you can see, I've broke it down. I've removed the brake caliper and the brace that holds the pads in, and it also holds the rotor on. I've removed the rotor. Excuse the noise of my neighbors. I've disconnected my tie-in rod. You don't have to. I did. Just easy. I know it's going to be easier for me to handle once I get this spindle loose. And so I'm up to the point where I've also removed the bolt that holds this upper control arm in, and it goes in from this side, and the nut goes on this side, from the front toward the back, on both sides the way it goes in. And as you can see, I began to knock it out, but I didn't take it all the way out. One video I watched said take it out, and it was like stick it back in because your spindle is gonna drop. So I didn't bother to take it out because I'm gonna have to put it back in like the video I watched showed. Also, at the bottom here, I've taken the cotter pin out and also loosened the bolt. Don't take the bolt all the way off, so when the spindle drops, it'll fall on this bolt. Hopefully you can see it instead of falling on the ground. With a 4-wheel drive, you really don't have that problem because, as you can see, it's connected here, and it's gonna just fall here. But with the 2-wheel drive, it'll probably fall on the ground. But I still left the bolt on there anyway to lessen the stress on the axle there. So that's where I am. Next thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to heat it up, because like I said, on the other side I used the fork, and I beat and I tried several times, and it wouldn't come off. So I wound up heating it, and it came off. So that's what I'm gonna go straight to on this side to save myself some time. Is I'm gonna heat up right around in this area, all in here where it goes through in the front. On the sides, I'm gonna put some heat to it, then take my fork, and then it should fall. Take my fork and stick it in there, and then it should fall, and then I'll come back after that. All right. I'm back one more time. Once again, actually, another problem I ran into is after you get your spindle to drop down, because it's a 4-wheel drive, as you can see here. You can see that it won't fall down far enough to fall off the ball joint at the bottom. So what I did, as you can see, I have a jack here. I jacked the lower A-arm up. I jacked it up to raise it up, and then I'll have to this stretches and moves and flexes, and I'll have to move it around, as you can see in there. Let me see if I can let you see in there. Right here, yeah, you can see in there. I have to move that around until I can get it down far enough to slide off, because this is resting right here, and it won't fall all the way down. So I have
I took my jacked this up, raised it up, and then I have to move this around. I have to move the spindle around until I can wiggle it off. Putting it on is not a problem. Putting it, not as much as a problem, but getting it off is a little bit more difficult because of the axle of a 4-wheel drive. And these are my main reason for doing this video, because all I saw were the ones that were 2-wheel drive.